What's good? It's your man, the Old Man Winter, back once again. You know what I'm saying? Hitting this motherfucking live stream up. I ain't fucked y'all in a minute, so I had to come back and hit y'all with some more of this hardcore, real raw ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Telling it like it is, like we always do here at motherfucking Old. Well, here at Old Man Winter's motherfucking channel and shit. You know how we get down and shit. We talking real shit. We having real talk, real conversations. And today's topic, is we're talking about our brother, Ozone. His real name is Othal Wallace, and the incident that happened in Daytona Beach, Florida, where my man allegedly shot one of these race soldier cops, in the head. In what seemed like selfless act of self-defense from what I've seen. Uh, this has been, a touchy subject for a lot of people out here in these streets. The white supremacists, they panties get in the bunch real quick when brothers stand up for themselves, defend themselves, and take the law into their own hands, allegedly. Take the law into their own hands when facing the tyranny of white supremacy. And from what I've seen in the situation, watched the video a couple of times, they really didn't want to show the whole video, of course, but they got some little excerpt showing the whole video where they explaining, all the reasons why they really didn't want to originally show it and all this old bullshit that they come up with. But then the white supremacists felt like they had an angle to counter the police reform narrative. So they gave a whole little spiel and speech and brought the white supremacist police cop person out, talking about, oh yeah, well now the people need to see it because everybody talking about police reform, but this is what we going through, this is what we handle. Well, from what I seen, the man was completely justified, and this is what you're going through. What I seen was a motherfucker coming up, harassing the motherfucker, fucking with a motherfucker for no reason and shit. And the motherfucker got dealt with because he got aggressive with a motherfucker and he had no business getting aggressive with that man, putting his hands on that man or any of that shit. And we're going to go over this, we're going to break this shit down bit by bit, play by play, and piece by piece, you know what I'm saying? Because the white supremacists out here trying to put out a false fucking narrative that this man is some type of rogue, deviant. They done called him a coward. They done had they broken fucking coon front man out here calling the man a coward and putting the broken coons, the alleged police chief out there. He got an army of white supremacists behind him. He got an army of members of the code of white supremacy behind him. But he the chief over him. But you all want us to believe that he's just a regular old black dude. No, this nigga is a fucking king coon out there. They got him out there as the front man and the face man. So he could talk shit and do all this other shit and ain't nobody gonna trip. When he's saying some shit about black motherfuckers, they got their black front man and face man saying it. But yeah, it's a lot of moving parts to this scenario and shit. And starting with the original incident, when you look at the video and the film, and I'm gonna try to show it, but I don't know how to do all that screen share and shit right now. I got a new little setup, so I'm working out the kinks and all of that shit. But when you look at the original video, which I'm gonna try to play, and hopefully you'll be able to see it in a minute, even though I don't got I won't play the shit where they try to show the whole thing because there's so much propaganda in that video that it'll be counterproductive to show that video just to get to the point where they show the full part of the video and shit. They put in so much of they white supremacist propaganda spin on the whole shit. They talking all through it. They trying to tell you what you're supposed to think about and everything. So I ain't got time for that. I just want to see the video, and it's like this. And the part that I'm talking about doesn't have to show the ending part where this white supremacist got shot down and what happened to him. That part is irrelevant. The part that's relevant is the part that's shown. And we're gonna go through this and break this down. So give me 1 second. I'm about to try to pull this shit up. And hopefully I can show it on the screen to where you can see what's going on. In 1 second. Turn this brightness up so you're able to see this shit. So this is the video, and this is how the shit went down. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Right. Fuck, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this shit. It's hard to see. So, I mean, it's hard for you all to see out there. I have to figure out how to do that shit in a way that you'll be able to see it in future broadcasts. But, excuse me. But for the most part, and I'm gonna break this shit down from just being if you were in this situation, if anybody was in this situation, black, white, whoever the fuck, you know what I'm saying, you don't know what the fuck is going on. You know, I done watched it several times so I can break it down just, you know, from memory. From what they show, from the part that they show, and you know they only gonna show shit that they believe is beneficial to them, but when you find out the backstory and the excuses they give and all this other shit, it's not no part of it that's beneficial to them at all. All of it shows that this man is on bullshit. So from the beginning of this video, you know what I'm saying, black, white, whoever the fuck, if you in this situation, you sitting in your driveway at your motherfucking house, and somebody walks up on you, shining a fucking flashlight at your ass and shit, and ask you a bunch of fucking questions. This ain't the slave coast no more. This ain't motherfucking, nigga, you got to show us your motherfucking papers anytime a white man open their mouth. Nigga, you got to jump up, pull out your slave papers and show them, and you know what I'm saying, you got to answer anytime a white motherfucker show themselves, have their presence come around. You got to, you know what I'm saying, pull out them slave papers and obey. And whatever the fuck that motherfucker say, go and shit. This ain't slavery no fucking more. Some motherfucker walk up to you shining a fucking light on you. First off, anybody that had a light shined in their motherfucking face, you can't see them. You know what I'm saying? You see that light. The light is meant to blind you, so you can't see them, what they're doing, who the fuck they is, or even what skin color they is, and all that shit. So you sitting there in your motherfucking driveway at your motherfucking crib, some motherfucker pop out the motherfucking blue, shining the motherfucking light in your motherfucking face so you can't see who the fuck they is. And let's start getting into this shit from a legal aspect. And like I say, I'm not no attorney, I'm not no nothing. So, you know, this ain't legal advice or nothing like that. But this is just common sense shit from a layman's motherfucking standpoint and a layman's point of view. A motherfucker pop out the blue, you sitting in your motherfucking driveway, shine the motherfucking light at you. God damn it, if they shine a light at you, we all know you can't see the motherfucker that, you know what I'm saying, that's shining the light. All you see is that light. That's the point of doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who this motherfucker is. And when you watch that video, do you hear that dude identify himself as an officer at any time? Come on, we just talking from a common sense motherfucker standpoint, and you being in that situation, black, white, or whoever the fuck you is in that situation. A motherfucker pop out the blue at your motherfucking crib, might be out your bushes or wherever the fuck it looked like he was coming from this driveway, or wherever the fuck this motherfucker came from. You know what I'm saying? He popped out you at your motherfucking crib coming home, getting ready to turn in, getting ready to get out your car, and a motherfucker flashing a motherfucking flashlight at your motherfucking face, blinding you to where you can't see who the fuck this nigga is and what the fuck they're fucking talking about. Then this motherfucker from the shadows, blinding you with that flashlight, is asking you a bunch of motherfucking questions and shit about do you live here, whatever the fuck this motherfucker was asking shit like that. At no point in time, still, at any point in time in that video, did this man identify himself as an officer. You can't clearly see because you're blinded by the motherfucking, by the light shining in your motherfucking face that this motherfucker is an officer and shit. Who knows if he was plainclothes or whatever the fuck. We don't know any of these motherfucking details. We just know what we seen, and we didn't see anybody identifying themselves as an officer. The motherfucker walked up to him and shit is still interrogating him, and he's asking him, what is this about? What are you doing? And who up the bam? Like anybody in this situation normally should. And at this point in time, this man hasn't identified himself as an officer at all. So you don't know who the fuck he is. He's just a random motherfucker walking up on you, asking you a bunch of motherfucking questions. And then the man put his hands on the man and tell the man to stay seated and shit. Like I say, this ain't motherfucking 17 motherfucking 92. You know what I'm saying? This ain't slavery motherfucking times. I don't got no fucking slave papers on me. I don't got to answer to any time a white motherfucker say jump, you gotta say alright. A white motherfucker come up to you and tell you, instruct you to stay seated. And this is a lot of shit these white supremacist assholes is trying to say, well, why you should just be following instructions. Man, bitch, first off, I don't even know who the fuck you is. You shining a light in my motherfucking face. You coming up talking to me. You putting your fucking hands on me. At this point in time, you done fucking violated me all the way around and shit. You never identified. I can't even approach this situation. You notice I haven't even talked about this situation as if this motherfucker is a cop. Because at this point in time, this nigga ain't no fucking cop. He just a random white motherfucker walking up that's in my motherfucking driveway, shining a light in my motherfucking face, asking me a bunch of motherfucking questions, and then escalating to put their hands on me and telling me to sit in my motherfucking car and shit. This motherfucker could have been a cop. He could have been one of these, all of these fucking missing and lynchings and shit that's going on around this motherfucking country. Let's go though. There's more than one way to skin a motherfucking cat. Okay, well, this shit ain't showing me, at least on my motherfucking screen anymore. I don't know if I could still be seen, but whether I could be seen or not is irrelevant, you know what I'm saying? As long as it's real shit, it's still being fucking, you know, motherfucking being, give me 1 second, shit. Fuck. Man, they got me out to do all type of extra shit. Fuck, man. They know they on the fucking bullshit now. God damn, that's fucking strong. Give me 1 second. I don't even really want to end this motherfucker though. Let me refresh. I don't know if that'll work. That ain't gonna work. That's gonna cut some shit the fuck off. They know they'll fuck with you when you're on the motherfucking roll and shit. God damn. Okay, I'ma just go on ahead and fucking continue and shit. I don't know if this shit is still motherfucking rolling. They done just fucked with a motherfucker whole train of thought and every motherfucking thing. But at the end of the motherfucking day, if you fucking with a motherfucker and they ain't identified themselves, they ain't said shit who the fuck they is and shit, this motherfucker could be a motherfucking Nazi, he could be a Klan member, he could be any motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? He hasn't identified himself. He just a random white guy in your driveway shining a flashlight in your face, telling you to sit down, putting his fucking hands on you, which is motherfucking battery and shit. He's touched you in an unwelcome motherfucking fashion, in an unwarranted fashion and shit. You know what I'm saying? This man is fucking there battering you. He's assaulting you. He's motherfucking talking shit to you. And you don't know who the fuck he is. He could have been any random white supremacist out here trying to lynch another nigga. This man Ozone, Othal Wallace and shit. He wasn't the one. They got the right one when they came and fucking with this man. Out the blue for no fucking reason. A random white dude coming up and fucking with him. Okay, later on it was discovered he was an officer, but at that time, putting yourself in that situation, like I say, black, white, indifferent, whoever the fuck your ass is, putting yourself in that situation, you being fucking assaulted and battered by some random fucking stranger who is yet to identify themselves, and they're telling you sit down, and they're putting you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of motherfuckers that's dead behind situations like that. Where that motherfucker wasn't a cop, that motherfucker didn't have no good intentions, and that motherfucker was there to lynch your motherfucking nigga. It's many of them dead nigga out here that's unsolved mystery or been hanging from a motherfucking tree somewhere, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever the fuck, where this white supremacist out here trying to earn his white supremacist motherfucking stripes and shit, and he murdering the motherfucker based off the strength of, I'm white, so I'm automatically an authority figure to you as a black motherfucker. You hear me as a white man talking to you, because I can't even really see you because you flash your light on me. Now you bow down and motherfucking follow my instructions, and it has led to a lot of dead niggas out here in this motherfucking world. Point blank motherfucking period. So you could miss a motherfucker with all this, oh, he was a coward, this was a cowardly move, he should just listen to what a motherfucker said to him, and all that shit. Hell no, he should just listen to shit. It's a bunch of dead motherfuckers. It's a bunch of unsolved mysteries from a motherfucker just listening to a motherfucker because it's just a random white motherfucker saying some shit. In this day and age, in the climate of this motherfucking country, where these motherfucker lynchings is an all-time motherfucking high, black motherfuckers, so many mysterious black motherfucker shit happening to them, the police trying to cover them up, call them suicides and all this other motherfucking shit, and you supposed to let some random white unidentified motherfucker walk up on you and your motherfucking, at your motherfucking place of residence and shit, and you supposed to just follow fucking instructions and shit like that. Hell no, that shit was self-fucking defense. Looking at the circumstance, and that's why I say this ain't gonna be no open and motherfucking shut motherfucking case. Because look at the fucking circumstances that surrounding this shit. How the fuck can it be motherfucking open and shut? It's impossible for that shit to be open and shut. Because, man, there's too many rights that was violated in that motherfucking scenario. And the police tried to get ahead of it and make an excuse of this motherfucking shit by saying this man was doing proactive police work. I've never even heard of that fucking before. Proactive fucking police work is them trying to cover up the fact he didn't have no business being over there, being in that motherfucking driveway, or wherever the fuck he is, popping out the motherfucking blue, motherfucking fucking with this man for no motherfucking reason. So now they gotta come up with an excuse for why the fuck he was there, you know what I'm saying, so they could try to publicly lynch this man and shit, you know what I'm saying, and have an excuse for whatever the fuck happened and shit, and him being in that situation to fucking begin with. I think it was one of my man's friends or some shit that came out and said, well, why was this man there to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Common sense questions. Why was he there to begin with? Because once you get into this motherfucking shit, now guess what? When we get into discovery and all this shit, was it a 911 call? Why was the man there? They say it was suspicious activity. Where did he get that report from? Was it actually a call over the radio saying this? Was he working a hunch? What, a detective working a case? What the fuck was he there in that man's driveway for? What was the suspicious activity? What was the genesis of this man being there doing so-called proactive police work over there just randomly fucking with niggas for no fucking reason and shit? Because that's what the fuck it was. And that's what this shit is going to come down to at the end of the motherfucking day. They talking about, like, we supposed to just, because a motherfucker is a white cop and shit, we supposed to just sacrifice our motherfucking lives and just bow down because some white cop just pops up out the blue and starts asking a bunch of questions, this, that, and the third, and doing what the fuck they doing. Hell no, it's been many of niggas, if it was a white supremacist or a cop that done died in them type of situations. So now we're supposed to just randomly just go along with the go along on some shit, hoping that this white motherfucking cop spare a motherfucker life in this situation? I'm supposed to put myself in a position of weakness, sit down, you know what I'm saying, like I'm a motherfucking a dog or some shit. You telling me the motherfucker's sick? Put myself in a position of weakness, and you are under-identified random white motherfucker coming up calling themselves giving me motherfucking instructions like this is the middle of motherfucking slavery or fucking Jim Crow. We in the new Jim Crow, but it ain't that goddamn sweet out here and shit. Hell motherfucking no. So the cops, I mean, it's not going to be an open and shut case. This ain't going to be no fucking slam dunk. Ain't going to be no swift justice and all that bullshit that racist ass governor tried to put out there. It ain't going to be none of that shit. Remember, Florida's a stand your ground motherfucking state. Did y'all forget about George Zimmerman? Works for the goose. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? We live in a fair and equal society, right? A fair, just, and equal society, right? George Zimmerman was able to get off from standing his ground, right? What's the motherfucking difference? They said Trayvon fought him or assaulted him, whatever the fuck. This man right here just battered that man. You see it all on the tape. That tape don't help them from a legal standpoint. That tape do not help them. And they started in such a short time to when the beginning starts that I think if you get even more of that tape, it'll look even worse on the police officer's part. If you go from the beginning of that shit all the way from why he even came there, why he was there, why he was hiding in the bushes popping out with flashlights shit, if they show that entire tape, not from that little short part where they started it, it's going to be more and more incriminating, and it's going to be more of a question of, well, why was this man there to begin with? What was his reason of being there? Why was he fuck with this man to begin with? Then motherfuckers going to say, he never identified himself as a cop. Then motherfuckers going to say, he was shining a flashlight in this man's face so the man couldn't see who or what the fuck he was. This man was a legal gun owner. They want to gloss over all that shit. They put in the news reports like he's such a violent and horrible motherfucker, but he was a legal gun owner. All that shit they found in his house was all legally acquired and shit. But they don't say it like that. They spin it like he just a nigga with an arsenal motherfucking weaponry and shit. All legally owned and obtained. The gun he had on him was legally on his body. He was legally able to carry a fucking weapon. So when you break this motherfucker down and you break the shit all the way down to the bare motherfucking bones and the bare minimum of this shit, it was nothing unlawful about the exchange when he had to end up defending himself and shooting this guy, who turned out to be an officer that never identified himself, was at this man's place, motherfucking residence, popping out the motherfucking blue, pulling out a motherfucking flashlight, shining in the motherfucking face, blinding them and shit, walking up on them, instructing the motherfucker sit down, putting their hands on him, trying to forcibly push the motherfucker back down and shit. So we're supposed to get out here and just sacrifice our life, because if this motherfucker was a Klan member or a motherfucking white supremacist Nazi, we'd be talking about Othal Wallace as a missing person, or as one of these fake suicide lynchings and shit, hanging from a tree somewhere, or just murdered right there in his motherfucking car and shit, randomly, and they would have swore up and down it was some type of gang hit or some type of black on black violence they little bullshit go to and shit. It's many a dead niggas that sat back and complied and actually did sit down and actually did just go along with to get along with whatever the fuck this motherfucker talking about. And that motherfucker is dead right now. We aren't here. White lives, white cop lives, or white whoever the fuck ain't worth more to us than our own fucking lives. No matter how society is telling us we supposed to be willing to sacrifice our motherfucking lives, put ourselves in peril and motherfucking danger and shit, and put our motherfucking lives in the hands of any random white person who decides that they're going to give us instructions, we're supposed to just go along with it and follow them fucking instructions. No, them days is over. We ain't going for that shit no more. That man
from my analysis of the whole situation, the way the shit just was broke down, that man was perfectly within his rights to defend himself. That was self-defense. He stood his ground. I done seen stand your ground cases where a motherfucker take a slightly aggressive move towards a motherfucker. The motherfucker pulled their gun out and shot the motherfucker. And they said, since that person took that aggressive move towards, didn't even touch him yet, just was moving towards him as if they were going to harm them or attack them or something. They hit him with the stand your ground, and that man got off because of that. Now, in this case, we're dealing with an unidentified white person at your place of residence, shining a light in your motherfucking face, fucking with you for no reason, putting their motherfucking hands on you, trying to forcibly push you down into your motherfucking car seat while you trying to get up to get yourself in a position of being able to defend yourself from whatever the fuck is going on. And then the motherfucker scuffle and shit starts to ensue from you saying, no, what the fuck you touching me for? Get the fuck off me and shit. A scuffle ensue. And what the fuck are you supposed to do? You're armed. Are you supposed to let this man, let's say he was a Klan member. Let's say he was a Nazi. You're armed. What, you're supposed to let him struggle and tussle with you? Get fuck around, get a hold of your weapon and kill you with your own weapon? If that person wasn't armed themselves? Just look at this shit. Black, white, whoever the fuck if you in that situation. That shit is pure and simple fucking self-defense. Especially in a stand your ground state. That's textbook standing your ground. This man never at no point identified himself as an officer. He never gave a lawful fucking legal fucking direction from an officer's standpoint. Telling you to sit down in your car, asking you a bunch of questions and shit like that. I didn't hear no motherfucking questions saying I'm a cop, sir, please show me your ID. Any of that motherfucker shit. Anything to indicate I'm an officer operating in a legal capacity as an officer on duty investigating some shit. And like I said before, we still gonna have to break down and get back into why the fuck this man was even there. Because if you're talking about this motherfucker proactive police work and shit, I'm telling you, that shit is going to get laughed out that motherfucking courtroom. That shit sound like racial profiling, harassment, or we don't got no other fucking explanation as to why the fuck this man was over there hiding in that motherfucking bushes, jumping out when he fucking pulled in the motherfucking driveway, shining fucking flashlights in the motherfucking face. And he got what the fuck he got coming to him because anybody with sense would defend themselves in that motherfucking situation. We could even do some role reversal. Let's say that was a white man's driveway and it was a black motherfucker coming up to them doing all that shit to them. Would anybody sneeze twice if that motherfucking white man knocked that black dude noodles out in that motherfucking scenario? Nobody would bat an eyelash. They'd say he was some thug trying to come up and rob the man and shit like that. He was perfectly justified. Even if it turned out that black motherfucker ended up being a cop later on. Show that same video, reverse that shit with a black motherfucker coming shining a light in a white motherfucker's face in their motherfucking driveway at they place of motherfucking residence. Ask them a bunch of motherfucking questions. Walk up to them, physically try to push their ass down back in their seat, tell them to sit down, shit like that. What the fuck is this, a robbery? What the fuck? Man, it's nobody in America that would bat their eyelash. They would have said that he had a constitutional right to bear arms and defend himself, and in Florida stand his motherfucking ground. And that would have been, an open and shut case in the motherfucking white person's fucking favor. They would have said that man didn't have no business. He didn't even have no explanation why he was fucking there. They wouldn't have been no, motherfucker wouldn't have never been able to come with no excuse of proactive fucking police work. They would have said that nigga, cop or not, didn't have no business being in that white motherfucker's drive motherfucking way to fucking begin with, over there fucking with him in his own fucking place of residence, shining lights in motherfucking his face, and fucking with them, and not even identifying themselves as a fucking police officer. Come on, right is right and wrong is wrong. Tell me what the fuck I'm wrong at on this shit. So now the man is a coward and all of this other motherfucking shit for defending his motherfucking self. And then if you want to talk about, well, okay, after this shit was over with, even if you think that this man was a cop after this shit was fucking over with, now you know how this shit fucking go. Any motherfucker, this shit is survival. at this point in time. If you do harm to a motherfucking police officer, man, the fact that this man was taken in alive is fucking a blessing. You know they do a motherfucker bad if you think a motherfucker breathed on a motherfucker cop grown. And ain't nobody gonna bat an eyelash about the police executing a motherfucker that's supposed to be a cop killer or a cop murderer or anything like that. Nigga, you better run, goddammit, if you done did some type of harm to a motherfucking cop. Even if they wasn't originally identified, you thought it might just been a random white supremacist. Okay, now I see, oh, this motherfucker might have really was a cop. Well, let me get the fuck out of here, because guess what? The cops ain't trying to hear shit. They shoot first and ask questions later all day fucking long. It's a trail of dead black bodies across this whole fucking country. That motherfucker proves that point 100 times over. Just they kill unarmed black motherfuckers like it ain't motherfucking shit. So what the fuck you think they gonna do to a black motherfucker that's proven to be willing to defend themselves against their motherfucking ass? They gonna swear up and down this month. They already put out their he armed and dangerous and all this other motherfucking shit. Man, I done seen all type of pictures with this man with little kids, fucking with kids. He was a fucking family man. Motherfuckers talking about how reasonable a person he was and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They gonna always paint the black man as the big black scary nigga and shit with a motherfucking gun just randomly out here just wild and rampaging. Man, you get this shit in the courts, man, and everything he did from a legal fucking standpoint is justified. There ain't shit you can tell me about that. You get the right motherfucking jury in there, and this man is fucking walking. And like I say, I don't give motherfucking legal advice. This is my fucking personal opinion from the facts that I see of this motherfucking case. He in Florida, stand your ground motherfucking state. That man had every right to stand his motherfucking ground, just like they said Zimmerman did. So, these white supremacists might end up being motherfucking salty, unless they give them the old railroad motherfucking jury and shit. If you got some jury members with some common sense and he gets a good fucking attorney, I don't see this shit sticking at fucking all. First off, we gotta see, cop or not, this man had to been operating in an official capacity, operated in a legal manner as a fucking cop. Just because you're a cop on duty don't mean we just all got to bow down, scrape and kiss y'all motherfucking ass. If you ain't operating as a cop, you ain't operating in a lawful manner. You're just a regular motherfucker out here practicing white supremacy and shit. He never identified himself. He's just a random fucking dude out here in a motherfucking driveway harassing him, being somewhere he didn't have no goddamn well fucking place being. And like I say, once he seen what the fuck it was, the man was right to get out of Dodge, because like I say, we ain't here to sacrifice our lives for these motherfucking white motherfuckers and shit. He had every right to protect his motherfucking life, and protecting his life was getting the fuck out of Dodge, because if these motherfucking cops label you as a fucking cop killer, they all gunning to shoot first and ask questions motherfucker later. So like I said, this shit ain't gonna be sweet. It ain't gonna go the way they fucking think this shit gonna go. This is gonna be a hard motherfucking trial. And if he got a fucking good lawyer and he picked the right motherfucking jury, I don't see this man I see this man getting off. He in Florida, in stand your ground state, and from what I've seen, he acted in a lawful manner, and that cop was acting in a very unlawful manner. He battered this man, he assaulted him, you know what I'm saying? And that man had a right to fucking defend himself and stand his fucking ground and shit and defend his life, because that person who later was figured out to be a fucking cop, you know what I'm saying, was acting in a manner that threatened and jeopardized that man's life. So no, he wasn't a coward. Let me play this motherfucking cool piece of shit that stay front and face motherfucking man for a motherfucking, they fucking police force to get out there and say all the shit that them white motherfuckers behind his ass really want to say. You know what I'm saying? You want to call a motherfucking coward? No, this man was a motherfucking patriot. He motherfucking defended his motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? And he has a right to motherfucking life and to save and to preserve his own fucking life. He ain't here to sacrifice himself for random white supremacists that want to ask for his slave papers. But this coon right here want to call the man a coward because he just simply got out here and said what the fuck some shit, what the fuck he did, what the fuck he did, and he protected his own fucking self. Then let's listen to this coon. You want to steady call a motherfucker a coward. Bitch, you a coward. Coon. This bitch want to keep calling the man a fucking coward. That's all I'm going to play from that fucking coon. Fuck him. You want to keep calling the man a coward. That man ain't no coward. He protected his motherfucking life as he's fucking supposed to, as we all are supposed to when we're put in a position to have our life fucking taken by a fucking race soldier, or Nazi, white supremacist Klan member, whoever the fuck it is. That man did what the fuck he had to do to preserve his own fucking life. And then let's handle it in the courts later. Like I say, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. And from what I've seen, that man acted in a lawful manner as opposed to that motherfucking person that turned out to be an officer found out later on, you know what I'm saying, acting in a completely unlawful manner. You don't walk up just randomly putting your hands on people. And this ain't slave times. You can't just walk up and ask us for our slave papers and we supposed to just motherfucking bow down just because you a white motherfucker giving instructions. Fuck you, man. I don't know who the fuck you is. You just a motherfucker walking up, touching me, asking me motherfucking questions, shining a bright light in my motherfucking face. We are not here to sacrifice ourselves for the white supremacists so they can feel fucking comfortable. And the fact that they put out hundreds of thousands of dollars rewards and all this other shit is even more disgusting and even more insult to motherfucking injury. You know how many white motherfuckers and got out here and then killed fucking cops and shit? This shit don't even make the fucking news. One black motherfucker defend himself in a case where this officer was obviously wrong, acting in an unlawful fucking capacity, and these motherfuckers lose their motherfucking shit. The cult of white supremacy lose their goddamn fucking minds. And now they jumping out the woodwork. They $100,000 reward. Oh no, we bumping up to $200,000. Goddamn, probably would have got to $500,000 to $1 million if the man would have been gone on the run for long enough. And like I say, thank goodness that this man was able to, you know what I'm saying, survive the police fucking onslaught. And they didn't, you know what I'm saying, now he get to see his day in court. He survived. And like I say, when you get in that motherfucking courtroom, you know what I'm saying, and we know the courtroom is the, you know, the white supremacist stronghold. But from a lawful standpoint, you get a good lawyer and the right motherfucking jury. And I don't see this shit holding up. I don't see it being whatever they call this shit, murder, whatever type of murder. No, it was self-fucking defense. He in Florida, stand your ground. Y'all let motherfucking Zimmerman get off on some motherfucking shit. Now what's good for the goose is good for the gander, like I said before. This is the same fucking scenario. That man put his hands on that man. He didn't never identify himself as a cop. This man, he was completely wrong and unlawful in his fucking actions. And that man defended himself. And it's no way to fuck around it. You know what I'm saying? The only way this man gets convicted on this shit is the I'm white and I say so rule. Which is very powerful in this country. Don't get me fucking wrong. But from a legal standpoint, I don't see it. This man defended himself and he has a right to it. As any of us do. Like I say, role reversal, that's a white person, you know what I'm saying, and a black officer that turned out to be an officer in the same exact scenario. And nobody would have batted an eye. They would have said he was a patriot, he defended himself. Okay, the cop wasn't right, you know what I'm saying? They would have made all type of excuse for that white boy if he would have shot down a black officer coming up there, accosting his ass out the motherfucking blue, jumping out the bushes on his ass, shining a light on him, never identifying himself as a cop. They would have said, oh, nothing to see here. But it's a black man now, it's an all-out nationwide manhunt $200,000, $300,000 rewards for the man's capture. They got coons all on TV calling the man a coward and shit. He wasn't no motherfucking coward. That cop was a coward for fucking jumping out the motherfucking bushes, fucking with his ass, shining lights in his face, motherfucking trying to impose his motherfucking white will on the motherfucker. And fucking with that man for no fucking reason at his place of fucking residence. So, black motherfuckers ain't fucking going for this shit no more, man. And I'm hoping and seeing that I start seeing a lot more cases like this. Fuck what a motherfucker saying. Because this man acted in a lawful motherfucking manner. And I'm tired of seeing motherfuckers just be victimized by these fucking cops because we motherfuckers putting our lives in their fucking hands. Hell no. You act in a lawful manner, I will too. That motherfucker was unlawful. He never identified himself. And like I said, they give you that short clip because I bet if you show the full footage of the shit, it's even the cops' behavior is even worse. You know what I'm saying? Look, the first order of business, identify yourself. You shine a light in my fucking face. I can't see who the fuck or what the fuck you are. So I mean, where the fuck we go from there? That's the start of the shit, just from the little excerpt we see from the fucking clip. So it is what the fuck it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened, happened. That cop wasn't acting in a lawful manner from my fucking viewpoint and from my observations of the whole fucking scenario. And everything takes a motherfucking wrong turn from there. And hey, it's tragic that somebody ended up getting shot in the head and everything happened like that. But when you behaving as a rogue cop, as a crooked cop, you doing shit the wrong fucking way. And these are the results. And like I say, nationwide, we should all take notes and we should all be paying attention to this motherfucking case. The man got to GoFundMe and all that shit. We all should be contributing to the GoFundMe to, you know what I'm saying, help pay for his legal fees. Because you want to know what? This case is going to be one of the most important cases for black folks going forward in the motherfucking future in this motherfucking country. You know what I'm saying? Because the cop wasn't acting in a lawful manner. And we should be able to defend ourselves as fucking human beings and citizens of this fucking country like anybody else. Because if it was a white boy, they wouldn't have batted twice about him defending himself in that situation. So this case needs to be, you know what I'm saying, we need this, you know what I'm saying, because from a legal standpoint, the man wasn't fucking wrong. So we need this case to set precedents that, look, the police have to operate in a lawful manner when approaching us, when attempting to detain us, when attempting to question us, when attempting to have an investigation, when they're patrolling these streets. They have to operate in a motherfucking lawful manner. They can't just do what the fuck they want to do, operate however the fuck they want to operate. They have certain rules they have to follow. That's why they gotta read your Miranda rights and all that type of shit. They have to interact with you in a certain manner. They just can't be all out here willy-nilly. That's why motherfuckers supposed to say, police freeze, whatever the fuck. You gotta identify yourself. Other than that, you can just be a random motherfucker with a flashlight, blinding me, trying to motherfucking blind me. The next thing could be gunshots. Anything could happen from there. A random motherfucker pop out, shine a fucking light in your face, ask you a bunch of questions. You don't know what the situation is. He didn't know what the fucking situation was. And he has a right to defend his life. And he got a right to stand his ground in fucking Florida. So y'all motherfucking punk ass coons and you call the white supremacist motherfuckers can call this man a coward and all this other motherfucking shit, but he alive today because of his fucking actions. And we don't know how that shit would have turned out if he didn't do what the fuck he did. And like I say, from what I've seen, he did nothing illegal. He did nothing fucking wrong. Even leaving the fucking scene because these white supremacists, you know what I'm saying, on this fucking force would have executed this man on sight. He had to do what he had to do to preserve his own fucking life. And we all got the right to preserve our motherfucking life. And we all know what these fucking cops do when you label the motherfucking cop killer. How many cop killers get taken alive in this fucking country? Ask yourself that. That man did what he had to do from every fucking aspect from start to fucking finish. That cop was acting in an unlawful motherfucking capacity, and he paid a dire consequence for that. Now he's sitting up in the hospital fighting for his life because he wanted to jump out the motherfucking bushes and fucking with a nigga in their own motherfucking driveway for no fucking reason at all. And let this be a lesson to these cops across the motherfucking country. Operate in a legal capacity when you're dealing with us. Like I say, this case is going to be a very important case for the future of black society in this motherfucking country when it comes to fucking self-defense. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all do rule against the motherfucker, it's still going to be important because now we know, okay, the law ain't going to motherfucking defend us, so now we got to do what the fuck we got to do. And now we're just saying that the law has become so illegitimized that we might as well opt out. So whatever the fuck is the case, we have to protect ourselves. We have to protect our lives, whether the law backs us up on it or fucking not. That was a pure case of motherfucking self-defense, and don't let none of these culture white supremacist ass motherfuckers get out here and tell you no motherfucking different. Because they gonna always swear, if you harm a little hair on any white motherfucker's head and it ain't another white motherfucker, they gonna scream bloody murder about it. This is just the nature of the white supremacists. They don't want to take any type of L's in any lane at all and shit. They want to be in a position of power on every motherfucking thing. They rather that man set up there, sacrifice his life, been a random another statistic of an unarmed or armed black man at that motherfucking case, shot down by the motherfucking police, and his family collected a motherfucking settlement check later on. That's their motherfucking idea of how this shit's supposed to go every fucking time. No, it's not our obligation to motherfucking sacrifice our lives to these white supremacists whenever they randomly decide they want to earn their white supremacist stripes and try to come after us and do what the fuck they want to do to us. And then our family will collect later on and shit, but I'm dead in the motherfucking ground. I don't see no motherfucking benefit from that motherfucking shit. They get to. And then you might not have fucked with your family, anything. They live in a motherfucking good life. You never hear from them again. You never hear about them donating any of that motherfucking money to activism. They ain't never speak it out. None of that shit. They just pimping off with the motherfucking money. Ben Crump come out there and tell them, oh, don't go too harshly at the motherfucking white motherfuckers and shit. Don't talk too harshly about the people because that'll affect your settlement and shit like that. You gotta talk nice and just sit out there and cry and talk about forgive and all that motherfucking shit. Them days is over, man. We protecting ourselves. And this is fucking the way we fucking supposed to do. From fucking coast to coast, motherfucking from city to city, state to motherfucking state. This is how we're supposed to act. And I'm not advocating for randomly harming or doing anything to any motherfucking body. I'm advocating for self-fucking defense, and the way I interpret that scenario, it was self-motherfucking defense, and I done laid down piece by piece, point by point, the reason I say that shit was self-defense. And I challenge anybody to review what the fuck I said about why the fuck I say that shit was self-defense, and he acted in a lawful capacity, and I also acted in an unlawful capacity. I challenge any motherfucker to break this motherfucking video down on anything I said and say, no, you wrong here, you wrong there. No, that shit wasn't. A cop, lawyer, whoever the fuck. Break the shit down and tell me that man didn't have a right to do what the fuck he fucking did. From every stage that I broke down throughout this whole motherfucking shit. Tell me he didn't have the right to do what the fuck he did. He did. It ain't no getting around it. I'm interested to see how this shit breaks down in a court of motherfucking law. Because if he got a decent motherfucking attorney, this shit should be ate the fuck alive. If he know how to choose a fucking jury and all that shit comes into play. So, you know, like I say, you see I had a lot to say about this shit. I really was supposed to be dropping this video, this live about a day or two ago, you know what I'm saying? But better late than motherfucking never. You know what I'm saying? I finally got around to it. I had a new system. I had to figure to work out the kinks and shit on how to work this shit out. And it looked like it's still some little technical difficulties or some shit. But it just seemed like everybody that done got on this topic and subject all have experienced technical difficulties. So it looks like your man, Ole Man Winter, ain't no different. You know what I'm saying? They want to suppress us saying the real deal about this motherfucking shit, and rightfully so, because they have so many holes in their shit. Why you call them motherfucking coward? By the time this trial is over with, y'all call them a coward now. Y'all gonna be really steaming and mad. The way I see it, y'all gonna really be steaming and mad by the time this shit gets all squared away and all said and motherfucking done. And I hope this man don't take a deal or none of that shit. I hope this man take this shit to trial. This should be damn near the trial of the motherfucking century. Because I see this shit as a fully legal action by this man. Othal Wallace, you know what I'm saying? He acted in a legal capacity. And if he got the right lawyer, this shit, it'll be swift justice, but not the justice y'all gonna want to see from the cult of white supremacists. Not the justice the cult of white supremacists gonna want to see. You know, so it's your man, Ole Man Winter, you know what I'm saying, with the new setup. I don't know how this shit is turning out because the screen blanked out on my motherfucking end. Hopefully everything is still working because there was a little bit of technical difficulties. But like I say again, everybody been having technical difficulties once they talk about this motherfucking subject right here. But we'll see how it work out when it all come out in the motherfucking wash. Your man, Ole Man Winter, and we out. Peace.